che bella cosa, la luna del sole, aria serena, dopo una tempesta, e l'aria fresca, faccia una festa, che bella cosa, una luna del sole. Mana del sole, più belline, oh sole mio, stai fronte a te, oh sole mio, stai fronte a te, stai fronte a te. Quando fa notte, sole se ne scende, l'aria serena, dopo una tempesta, e l'aria fresca, faccia una festa, che bella cosa, una luna del sole, ma no! Oh sole mio, stai fronte a te, stai fronte a te, stai in fronte a te, stai fronte a te, stai in fronte a te, stai in fronte a te. It's now or never, my love won't wait. Dimmi quando ti verrai, dimmi quando, l'anno e giorno lo ricui, forse tu mi bacerai, ogni istante attenderò, fino a quando, improvviso ti vedrò, ogni istante da me, se vuoi dirmi di sì, devi dirlo perché non ha senso per me la mia vita senza te. Dimmi quando tu verrai, dimmi quando, e baciando mi dirai, non ci lasceremo mai, non ci lasceremo mai, non ci lasceremo mai.
Hello everyone and welcome to our virtual annual general meeting for 2019-20. As you can see, we'll be conducting the meeting a little differently this year. However, we know it will be just as good, if not better, than previous years. Just a short note of housekeeping before we start. We've tried very hard to make tonight's AGM smooth and seamless, so if there are technical difficulties, please bear with us. The session is being recorded, so if you drop out and can't rejoin for any reason, We'll be forwarding a link to all the attendees in the coming days. If you have any questions, please use the chat function. If we are unable to answer them tonight, we will get back to you as soon as possible. So sit back and relax and enjoy Diversitat's 2019-20 Annual General Meeting.
Kembali bari warong kijan ni jiji bana what needs bana wearing niche. That means welcome to Warong country. Let's work together and learn in peace. Oh, Beramendo! Ayay! Oh, Bajodo! Ayay! Oh, Elemento! Ayay! Oh, Merengdo! Ayay! Oh, good job, Kawe! Ay! Yup! Yup! Yay!
Good evening everyone and welcome to Diversitat's Annual General Meeting for 2020. For those of you that don't know, my name is Brian McMahon. I'm the Acting CEO of Diversitat. Firstly, we acknowledge and pay our respects to the Wathaurong people and all the traditional custodians of the land and waterway on which we work and meet today. We also acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands in which you all live and are joining us from. We pay our respects to elders past and present and stand together with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, leaders of today and tomorrow. We value your history, your culture and your knowledge. We also warmly welcome our lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, gender diverse and intersex people who are joining us. We believe that our values of dignity, respect and acceptance are basic values defining our humanity and must be afforded to every individual in society. Whether you are joining us, wherever you are joining us from, we hope that you feel comfortable and are ready to see the results of our 12 months operations. The virtual way of holding meetings has become second nature to us at Diversitat since March this year. We hope that you find tonight's AGM engaging and a great reflection on what we have achieved this year. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Linda Seidel-Pretkovic, the President of Diversitat, to open the meeting.
Thank you very much, Brian, and welcome to everyone under very different circumstances. In officially opening this meeting, I too would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land upon which we are gathered and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I would like to read a list of apologies that we have received and also acknowledge some visitors, guests and VIPs. So apologies go something like this. Darren Cheeseman, Member for South Barwon. The Honourable Gay Turney, Member for Western Victoria. The Honourable John Erin, Member for Lara. Libby Coker, Member for Corangamite. The Honourable Lisa Neville, Member for Ballerine. The Honourable Richard Miles, Member for Corio. Senator Sarah Henderson, Senator for Victoria. Christine Cousins, Member for Geelong. James Matooni from the Geelong South Sudanese Association. Mary Gardner from the Filipino Social Club of Geelong. Angela Fremantle from the Lithuanian community. Dawn Wayers from Alliance Française. Tanoa Vakasavu from the Fijian community. Deirdre O'Hara from the Irish community, and Deanne Firth, Max board member. And I would like to acknowledge in attendance also Chris Christoforou, Executive Officer of the Ethnic Communities Council of Victoria, and the Chair of the ECCV, Eddie Mikhailov, Eddie Contell, City of Greater Geelong Councillor, as well as Councillor Jim Mason from the City, Rosemary Nugent on behalf of the Honourable Gay Turney, Joy Lego, Max CEO, and Spiro Futuris, Max Board Chair. I'm assuming that you all would have received the minutes of our last AGM as part of the invitation. So I'm going to assume that they have been read. And Brian, can I ask you to...
I will move that they be accepted.
Thank you. And I'm happy to second those. I'm going to now do a quick summary of the President's report. I'm not going to read it all out because it is online, and I'm assured that it is online, so I'll just do a brief summary. When I write these reports, it always amazes me how quickly the year passes, and I think I have to reinvent myself and write something different because it just comes around so quickly. Basically, Diversitat's mission of empowering individuals and communities to reach their full potential certainly took on a new meaning this year with the COVID-19 pandemic when it hit our shores, and it really tested our resilience and our spirit. Through 2 lockdowns, our staff worked tirelessly from home. Clients were supported under limiting and testing conditions, and meetings took place over Zoom. For all the anguish that the coronavirus has caused, I believe that there are positive lessons to be learned. We may never want to join a Zoom meeting again, but we may want to reassess how we work as an organisation. I think the most important thing that we probably have learned is that the fragility and importance of community and social connections. We are basically meant to be social people. We are meant to interact with each other. So this social readjustment, the significance of community identity, and the strength of the human spirit under adverse conditions reminds us that there is courage and goodwill amongst the Geelong community, and we will not be hindered by adversity. So basically, we've just proven that together we can achieve anything. I also want to acknowledge the continual support and committed efforts of all Diversitat managers and staff. Your day-to-day dedication and service to our clients does not go unnoticed nor unappreciated. Thank you doesn't seem to be a big enough word for me to utter to Brian, our acting CEO and financial controller. His dedication and commitment have been unwavering since the beginning of the year. To my fellow executive members, I also say thank you for your friendship, wisdom and support, and to all our affiliated groups. Thank you to each and every one of you. I know it's been a little bit of a different year, but we have enjoyed a few Zoom meetings, and hopefully before too long we can come together as one and maybe even shake hands, who knows. May our journey continue to be rewarding for many more years to come. Brian, would you like to summarise your annual report?
Thank you, Linda, and thank you for those kind words as well. Now, firstly, I would encourage everyone to look at our services snapshot, which was distributed with the invitation for tonight's meeting. But I will now briefly go over my CEO report that is contained in our annual report document, which is on our website. So the 2019-20 financial year was certainly one of incredible challenges and outstanding achievements. And it concluded with the announcement of a fantastic opportunity for Diversitat. Firstly, in November last year, consolidation of our sites took place. Our training division relocated from Vines Road to the building where 94.7 The Pulse is located. And our financial counselling, emergency relief, migration services relocated from Geelong West Town Hall to the Northern Community Hub. This relocation resulted in all our welfare programs being in one location, which will be good for all our clients. In December of 2019, our new $900,000 Diversibility Centre building was opened by Federal Senator Sarah Henderson alongside State MP for Lara John Errol. This building will bring improved health, education and lifestyle options to people with a disability in cold communities. January brought the news that our Chief Executive Officer, Michael Martinez, was leaving after 25 years with Diversitat. Michael had numerous positions throughout his time with us, but most recently he was Chief Executive Officer from 2005 to January 31, 2020. Michael's contribution to Diversitat was considerable, and I won't attempt to list all his achievements, but one that I will mention is him securing $3 million in funding that enabled our long-awaited Northern Community Hub building to be constructed in 2009 and opened in 2010. The opening of this building was a huge accomplishment for Diversitat and laid the foundations for the future growth and development of the organisation, as well as the consolidation of our programs and sites that happened this year. I certainly remember when that was opened, and it was a massive boost to our morale because we were literally waiting about 15 years for it to happen. So I wish Michael all the very best for his future. Now, everyone knows only too well what happened in March this year and the impact this had on how we live. The approach of Diversitat throughout COVID-19 crisis has been to follow directives and guidance from federal and state health authorities. The first stage of this was to transition the vast majority of our staff from office-based work to working from home arrangements, whilst maintaining our services to our clients as much as we could. It was inevitable that some services would be affected, but we worked hard to either retain services or develop alternative and innovative services. Aged Support developed a meals program delivering meals to clients' homes, as well as keeping in regular contact with them to check on their welfare. Settlement commenced phone or Zoom appointments, and Diversibility Services maintained some client contact with PPE equipment and COVID-safe procedures. Our training division transferred courses to being delivered online. The Pulse operated for 2 hours per day to deliver community service announcements, and my maintenance crew was able to continue to operate. Now, the thing that I really like and admire about Diversitat is our focus on clients and their situations. A key part of this is always Refugee Week. Now, Refugee Week obviously had to be different this year, and the annual Refugee Week dinner that is normally held could not go ahead. But in its place, Diversitat staff came together online to hear some incredible stories from Geelong's refugees and to acknowledge how refugees and asylum seekers enrich our community. It was heartfelt, emotional and very uplifting at a time when we all needed that. Now, throughout COVID-19, we have been very aware of the need for staff to look after themselves. Working from home is different and challenging on its own, but other things going on, such as remote schooling, only added to the challenge. On an organisation level, we have regularly had full staff Zoom meetings to keep up contact, plus constantly encourage self-care. Departments and teams regularly have their own meetings as well. During the 2019-20 financial year, we commenced work on our Aboriginal Reconciliation Action Plan and obtaining an LGBTI tick for our organisation. We look forward to these very important projects nearing completion in the new year. In June of this year, the boards of both Diversitat and Multicultural Aged Care Services, who I'll refer to as MACS, announced that they had reached an in-principle agreement to pursue a proposed merger of the two organisations. I personally continue to be very enthusiastic about the proposed merger, as I believe it's a unique opportunity to create a stronger voice for the multicultural communities of Geelong. Combined, we would be in a strong position to maintain and increase the high-quality services that we provide to our clients. Throughout the merger process, our clients and affiliated communities have been the priority of both boards. and I would ask the communities to support this merger. A special general meeting will be held by Max on November 25 and by Diversitat on November 26 to vote on the merger. I'd also again like to welcome Max CEO Joy Lego and Max Chair Spiro Fortuus to our meeting tonight. I would like to thank our staff for their dedication and commitment throughout the year, but especially through coronavirus. It's a credit to everyone that we were able to continue our services at such a high level. I also thank our volunteers. Organisations like Diversitat would not be able to function as we do without commitment and dedication of volunteers. To the management team, I also say thank you for all your efforts throughout the year, not only in managing your division, but also assisting me in some CEO duties. Finally, I would like to say thank you to Diversitat finance team of Alicia, Leary, Mariana and Livia. As always, your commitment and support has been outstanding and has been especially helpful for me this year. I look forward to the year ahead with positivity as we hopefully create a strong, unified organisation that continues to meet the needs of our clients, both in terms of service delivery and advocacy. Now I will now move on to the presentation of our financial statements, which I believe is on your screen now and is also on the last page of the snapshot that I referred to earlier. Now, our complete financial statements, including audit certificate, are available on our website, or they can be obtained direct from me, as it says on the income and expenditure statement. Now, our results for the 1920 financial year was a surplus of $157,950. Last financial year, 1819, it was a surplus of $120,462. A lot of changes happened throughout the year, which is reflected in the figures. Some of these changes were the consolidation of our sites that I referred to in my report, happening in November. Over a full year, 12 months, that will save us $200,000, but only part of that is taken into account in the figures that you see now. Now, a number of our income from programs took a hit because of coronavirus, but this was offset by federal and state government stimulus packages such as JobKeeper. Also, the changes from 1819 year redundancies that happened had a full year effect in 1920. Some general comments about the statements. You may have noticed that the dividend figures remain the same for both financial years, 2,314. That is correct. We have 1,286 shares with Vic West Telco, and both years we've received dividends of 12 cents a share. Also, you would have noted that our interest income is very low. That's because surplus funds we have, we utilise those to minimise our debt and minimise interest costs. Our employee expenses are showing a $15,000 increase, but this is after expenses of $350,000 in relation to JobKeeper top-up, which is salaries that we had to pay, or salaries that we would not have had to pay if we weren't part of the JobKeeper scheme. But those salaries were directly offset by funding. So effectively, salaries reduced by $335,000, and a lot of that is attributable to the savings in redundancies that I referred to earlier. Also, depreciation increased by $205,000, and operating expenses reduced by $273,000. In the main, those changes simply reflect a change in accounting standards for rental costs. Effectively, rent is now being included in the depreciation line item rather than the operating expense line item. I will now move on to election of office bearers. The position of President is vacant. The Executive has determined that the position of President is vacant and up for election. As there is only one nomination for the position, I declare Linda Seidel-Petrovic elected President. This is for a 2-year term. Congratulations, Linda. The Executive has also determined that the position of Secretary is vacant and up for election. Again, as there is only one nomination for this position, I declare Zoran Domonsky elected Secretary. Again, this is for a 2-year period. Congratulations, Zoran. Finally, the position of 94.7, the Pulse Board of Management Representative. I'm pleased to confirm that Dr. John Lamp has been elected as representative of the Pulse Board of Management for the next 2 years. Congratulations, John. I will now move on to the appointment of auditors. We have worked closely with our auditors, Davisons, again this year. And it's my recommendation, which I will move, that Davisons be appointed as auditors for the 2021 financial year. Linda, would you like to second that?
I'm happy to second that. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Linda. Now we will move on to awards and recognitions. COVID-19 has presented many challenges to us as an organisation in 2020. Tonight's AGM, though, is a representation of how we have adopted, been innovative and continue to forge ahead in spite of the pandemic. Tonight, our awards and recognitions part of the AGM will look different to previous years as restrictions are still in place. But we did not want to miss out on the opportunity to recognise our staff, volunteers and students. The work that is undertaken by all our staff and volunteers is so important to us. It is critical to us delivering high quality programs to our clients. It helped us engage directly with the people on a variety of levels, and we could not have achieved such great outcomes and results this year if it were not for the contribution of staff and volunteers. It's also worth noting it's the beautiful mural artwork our award winners will be standing in front of when you see the video. This is a recent community art project created by our age support team and led by Louisa Lafanaro. COVID-19 has had a huge impact on our clients. In particular, the social support program of age support was affected. Clients of that program relied on the services to connect and engage with community members. The art project offered a creative outlet for clients to assist and support each other when they could not attend the centre as often as before. The mural will be officially launched at the Healthy Living Centre once clients and staff are able to be together again. So congratulations to all our award winners this evening. I'll now introduce Carolyn Jones, Education Program Manager, to present the first award.
Thanks, Brian. I'm now going to present the awards for training, and the theme of the awards for training this year is dealing with adversity. We have challenges in training every year, but these 3 awards are going to people who've gone above and beyond what we would normally deal with. The first award is an employee award, and that goes to Nicole Adams. Congratulations, Nicole. The reason why Nicole is winning this award is because in the month of December, 2 of Nicole's colleagues from the compliance team had to go on extended leave, and one of them didn't return to our organisation. Nicole also learnt that her workplace, the office in Warrnambool, was being closed down. In the month of January, Nicole then faced responding to 2 audits from our regulators, one of them which was a massive piece of work. And then in the month of March, compliance had to jump in and help us respond to COVID. So we had a few days of panic, I'll admit, when we found these huge pieces of work had to be done. And Nicole and I had a great conversation where she rang me one day and said, whatever it takes, I'll get it done. I can't tell you how wonderful it was to hear that on the other end of the phone, but more importantly, Nicole has done that, and we're really grateful to her for all of the efforts she's put in. So our next award for training goes to an English student called Gai Da. The reason why Gai is getting this award is because the extraordinary effort that he made in response to having to switch to remote learning through COVID. Gai had to quickly learn how to use WhatsApp so that he could participate in the class remotely. Gaia had to come to a different venue, the Pulse, in order to attend classes, and Gai brought along with him his best friend, who was a translator, so he could assist him. And Gai was doing all this whilst raising lots of little kids. I think he has 6 children, the youngest of whom is 1. So Gai's teachers were really inspired by Gai's effort, and we're really proud of you, Gai, for what you've achieved this year. Well done.
Takusibliba Diversitat Ramu Koade do Pamatokora Kala Rajwag Sowibati Koade Tipokopo Tiu Umi Upe Ku Pleda Tachuta Chale Kowinati Koade Meta Siblukinale Mirwanyanari La Tablila.
Our final award in training goes to Isra Sayim. Isra is studying Diploma of Community Services. Isra has overcome great adversity to create some great outcomes as a result of her studies. Isra comes from Thailand and joined Diversitat with little English. A single parent raising a young child whilst dealing with family law proceedings, which are very stressful. When Isra couldn't attend classes, she made alternative arrangements so that she could keep up with her studies, and is a very diligent student. When Isra started her placement at Cloverdale, she was instrumental in creating some programs for Thai women. These women didn't have access to these programs before because of the language barrier. One of these programs was focusing on helping young Asian women escape from slavery, and was so successful that it received the attention of local MPs and the Minister of Education. So well done, Isra. You not only are a dedicated student, but you've translated what you've learned into really fabulous outcomes for the community, and that's really what we're aiming to do at Diversitat Training. Good job.
Thank you and hello everyone. I'm so grateful for this award. I have enjoyed studying with Diversitat since first studying English in 2014. Until this day, I hope I can use what I learned to help people in our community.
These were the awards for training. Over to you, Robin.
Thanks, Carolyn. And now we're going to go into the Age Support Staff and Volunteer Awards. And our Staff Award this year goes to Zena Sharples, who's our Quality and Compliance Manager Coordinator at Diversitat Age Support. And she has done an amazing job of getting us and all our templates and all our policies in good order. She not only does that for age support, she does it for our NDIS clients and the Diversibility Department as well, working closely with Kate. So thank you very much, Zena, for being such a warm, generous and well-organised staff member. She's been with us for 4 years. Thank you, Zena.
I'm very privileged to be able to accept this award. It's come as rather a surprise because there are so many fantastic people in our team who also deserve an award. So I'm just very grateful, and I absolutely love my role with Diversitat and with Age Support. So I feel very, very privileged and very thankful to be working with such a fabulous team. And all I can say is thank you very, very much for the award. It's greatly appreciated.
And the next award goes to our Volunteer Award for Diversitat Age Support. And the award this year goes to Tom Van Etten, who has worked tirelessly 12 years for the Men's Kitchen for for Diversitat Age Support, well before my time. So, Tom, you've been a great inspiration to the men, and you've cooked some incredible cultural meals and been a great leader for that group, which is continuing with extra and additional staff support now to fill your shoes. So thanks so much, Tom, for your dedication to that program and keeping the men on task, keeping the men in the kitchen where they belong.
Thank you for this recognition, but the real reward for me over 15 years of running the Men's Community Kitchen at Diversitat has been the social engagement with a number of different men from different backgrounds, getting together around food, about nutrition, just about supporting each other over the time and making some real friendships with the people in the kitchen and also the staff that always supported us at Diversitat Age Support. I found it very rewarding and I've made lifelong friends. That's probably the main thing why it was really good.
And this is a special award for David Squilari, who is keeping the gardens and the grass and the lawn and the Hope Community Garden, the Healthy Living Centre grounds in good shape and healthy, pruning our trees, watering, working with the different people who come into the garden and into the centre and being so generous and respectful of everybody as he goes. Thank you so much, Dave, above and beyond, 3 days a week, consistently and reliably. You're very much appreciated.
Well, my name is David Squilari and I volunteer at Diversitat in the garden up there, in North Geelong, or Norlane, I suppose. And I enjoy it. I do it Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and that's it. That's enough for me.
And that concludes the Age Support Awards. Over to Meryl.
Thanks, Robin. So I'm going to present the Most Outstanding Staff Performance Award in Settlement and Community Services. Janita has been nominated for the Outstanding Staff Award of the Year in Business Services and Development and Settlement Services. She is a fabulous employee, is a huge asset for our department, and she is deserving this award in recognition. Let me tell you a little about her. She started in November 2017 with Diversitat as a casual admin and mainly at the hub reception. She has been offered permanent part-time contracts since November 2018. She was wearing different hats while working admin support, housing coordinator, HSP support, Salesforce support aligned with other team members. Jenta is the admin support for HSP team and the business development unit. She has built good reputation with AIMS. The contract manager at the last meeting made very positive comment about her work. Despite the overwhelming amount of work, anyone has to do Janita consistently find ways to help her colleagues. Her willingness to learn other areas and her commitment to support employees is unequal. She is dealing with different teams, supporting each other when it required. Her positive attitude has become a very significant factor for her performance. I would like to acknowledge all other team members' contribution to our department at this moment. Thank you very much, Janita, for your contribution to our team. Expect you to continue. Good luck.
Thank you very much for the award. I'm part of a great team that works in the HSP and the BSD team, and it's a very difficult time, constantly looking for ways to make the funding to pay us all. So it's really, it's an honour to be getting this award, considering everybody works really, really hard.
I'm going to present recognition of Outstanding Volunteer Award to Michael Norman. Michael Norm first became a volunteer with Diversitat in 2015 and has taken numerous hours of volunteer work across various programs. He is one of the volunteers who put up his hand when he requested for support. I would like to mention very significant contribution to our client. Over the last 12 months, through Bhavan Child, Youth and Family, Michael has become a foster carer for 2 Diversitat young clients who arrived in Australia as unaccompanied minors. This arranged commenced when extended family relationship broken down. To say Michael has gone over and above caring these children is great. He has been instrumental providing them safe, stable, welcoming, and nurturing home. Michael is not only foster care, but has become a father figure, mentor, guiding light, and provide the love and support that all children need and deserve. On behalf of Diversitat, their children and their extended family members, I want to thank Michael for his amazing support and care. Our community is very lucky to have so like you. I take this opportunity to thank you all other Diversitat volunteers and their contribution.
Yep, thanks for the award. It's a pleasant surprise. I enjoy being a volunteer with Diversitat, different things such as helping people driving cars, which is always pretty exciting, and meeting different cultures, and also the people themselves are very friendly, inviting us in for a cup of tea or some food. So yeah, again, thanks for the award. I really enjoy being involved in the local community. Thank you.
This is our settlement award for this year, and I'll pass it to the Brad. Thank you.
Thanks, Merrill. This year's award, My Maintenance Crew Award, will be presented to Travis Reid for his outstanding contribution to the ongoing business needs of My Maintenance Crew. Travis, throughout the year, has shown that he's willing to step up from time to time and enable us to continue with the great work that My Maintenance Crew does. As can be expected, staffing constraints, flex up and down, but Travis has always shown the willingness to step up and put himself forward as that person to assist.
Thank you for this award. I have been through a lot working with My Maintenance Crew. It was a big step up from when I worked at McDonald's as a fry cook. I've learnt so much and experienced so much. I've made friends, and it's just been a great time working at My Maintenance Crew.
And on that note, over to you, Leo.
Right, yeah, thanks for that, Brad. It's amazing how they always put the guy with the long hair after the guy with the short hair. I think it's a bit of a Diversitat tradition. I'm here today for all those people who tune into the Pulse, either they podcast or they stream or they hashtag or whatever they do. They would have heard the wonderful voice of Wes J, and Wes has been with us for quite some time now, and his RP45 program has taken off and actually gone onto the satellite, which goes all over Australia, so it's broadcast all over Australia. Wes has been very helpful in the time that he's been here with us at the Pulse, and is a relentless worker and forever improving everyone around him by performing so well. Thank you very much, Wes, and we hope to see you here for a lot longer.
Thank you. I'm a bit surprised actually, because I think I'm just one of many who get to volunteer here at the Pulse, and I've got to tell you, it's a real pleasure to do so. I've been here since 2014, and in that time I've presented programs like Behind the Music, 45 RPM, which is the show I'm doing now, and during the pandemic we've thrown in a few other shows like The Wolf, which is some country music, and it's a smooth jazz program, just to try and get some diversity and balance to the programs that we've had during the loop. This is a great place to work or to volunteer, if you want to use that. It's harmonious. It's got a great culture, and that's got to go full credit to Leo, to the board and the staff who are involved here. And I particularly want to thank my team who are involved in 45 RPM. Really, we have a great opportunity each week to present the music that we love, and we want to thank you for that opportunity. And for this, it's a real honour. Thank you.
And the next award for someone at the Pulse who's been a lot shyer than Wes and not so keen to get on air, but outstanding in her contribution, particularly behind the scenes, and fantastic at the administrative side of things. That's been the wonderful Jen Missing. Thank you very much, Jen, for all your hard work in the year and hopefully in the years to come as your new town embraces you through the Pulse, 94.7 the Pulse that is, and Geelong. And the final award that I'm giving out tonight is for Jean Gray, who's been doing a wonderful job up at the Oppie Shoppie in Belmont there. Jean has been very helpful to not only the staff but also to the other volunteers during the COVID outbreak of this year, which really turned our shop upside down for a while. But we wanted to remain open for a day a week to help all those in need, and Jean was always there to help everyone out. Well done, Jean.
Really quite thrilled about this award, shocked. It's been wonderful, my nearly 8 years at the op shop. I enjoy every week that I go along there, for the companionship, the people you meet, the bargains, the organising of the shop, and I sort of go back to my childhood a little bit where I used to love playing shops. I think I'm the old person going through second childhood, actually. Yeah, it's a great time down there every week. Friendly people and always fun things to do.
And that's the awards for the Oppie Shoppie, and I'll now pass over to Adam Frattantaro.
Thank you, Leo. The Tyler Dean Positive Achievement in Reconnect Award recognises the achievement of a Reconnect program participant based on enrolment in education, attitude, and the challenges faced. Tyler Dean was a participant in the first Reconnect program, and over his 6 months involvement, Tyler enrolled and completed a Certificate 2 in automotive, obtained a job trial, and secured an apprenticeship. He was one of the first Reconnect participants to secure employment post-study. He was fun, enthusiastic, and a real pleasure to work with. Tragically, Tyler died in a hit-and-run accident in 2017, which was devastating to all who knew him. Though it's only a small gesture to honour Tyler and his achievements, the Reconnect Participant of the Year award is in his name. I would like to introduce Tyler's mum, Janelle, and her husband, Josh, to say a few words about why this award means so much.
Thank you, Adam. My husband Josh and I are so very grateful for the chance to present this award in honour of our son Tyler, who had the privilege of attending Diversitat and finding a mentor and a friend in Adam Frattantaro. With Tyler's determination and Adam's encouragement, Tyler went from being disconnected with education and employment to gaining his Certificate 2 in automotive vocational preparation and then a 4-year apprenticeship through South City Panels in less than 6 months.
Tyler was tragically taken from us far too soon, but we are very proud of him and I hope his legacy lives through this award. And through encouraging other youth who may be feeling like they don't have a chance to make something of themselves, to remember that there's not how many times you fall, but how many times you get up that counts. Diversitat has always been there to support you along the way to a better life. Congratulations on being the recipient of this incredible award and for being such an outstanding student in 2020. We are always very proud of Tyler and we are very proud of you as well. We will now pass you back to Adam. Thank you.
Thank you, Janelle and Josh, for sharing your story with us. This year, I would like to congratulate the recipient of the Tyler Dean Positive Achievement in Reconnect Award. It is Louise Ruddick. Congratulations, Louise. Louise has worked with Reconnect worker Mary Kotev for the past 18 months and has shown resilience, confidence and self-belief throughout her time in the program. Louise has overcome many challenges in life and should be very proud of what she's achieved throughout this program. Returning to education as an adult was a scary thought initially, but with support and encouragement through Reconnect, Louise completed a Certificate 3 in Individual Support Theory and will soon complete her placement. Louise has also recently commenced the Cert 4 in Disability, continuing her pathway into the disability sector. Louise, you've got a great and bright future. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Adam, and good evening, everyone. Firstly, I want to say how thrilled I am to receive the Positive Achievement in Reconnect Award for 2020. It is a privilege to receive it and also a very welcome surprise. I would like to give huge thanks to Diversitat and the Reconnect program for making this journey possible for me. I have gained so much from my studies and contact with students and staff. I have thoroughly enjoyed my course. My self-confidence has grown, along with my goal of using my skills to help others in the community. Big thanks to Mary Kotev, Project Officer at Reconnect, who has always been there to help and support me from day one and made every meeting a pleasure. We've had a lot of laughs along the way. Lastly, sincere thanks to Tyler Dean's family for creating this legacy in honour of their son Tyler and his memory. I'm very grateful to be chosen for the award this year. Thank you, Tyler, and thank you everyone who helped me.
Thank you, Louise, and best of luck. I'll now pass back to Brian.
We're actually diverting slightly from the agenda, and I'm going to read some interactions that we've had from all of you. So keep your comments coming. We've got Giandra, who said, great info. Silvio, thank you, this is great. John Lamp looks forward to assisting the board. Lloyd from the centre says, Tango Tom, miss your dad jokes. Congratulations, Janita, very blessed to have you worked with us in age support. And Sophia Shen, congratulations. So I think it's always important that we acknowledge our staff, our volunteers, and everyone that makes Diversitat the wonderful organisation that it is. Brian, now we can go back to you.
Thank you, Linda, and thanks for all the interactions, and please keep them coming. We will now move on to staff anniversaries. Now, as an organisation, we're able to do what we do across Diversitat due to the knowledge and experience of staff we have with us. It gives me great pleasure to acknowledge the following staff and their lengths of service. Firstly, for 5 years of service, we have Jennifer Allen, training. Sagar Vahid Gol Pa Yi Gani, training. Donya Hamadi, age support. Bormu Durkway, age support. Helen Polizos, age support. Lloyd Yen Wee Tan, age support. Fu Zi FT Kari, settlement and community programs. Kim Headlam, settlement and community programs. Tulini Haras, settlement and community programs. Brittany Williams, settlement and community programs. Now move on to 10 years of service. Seturini Handai Yani, training. Sonia Nayar, training. Robin Martinez, General Manager, Age Support. Gordana Rad Ishevsky, Age Support. Mayumi Watanabe, Settlement and Community Programs. Now we have a special recognition for 25 years. Vanessa Shrimpton has been with Diversitat for 25 years. It is unusual in this day and age to see someone stay with the same organisation for such an extended period of time, but what a time it's been. Vanessa has undertaken many roles in her time with us, most recently with student services in our training department. She demonstrates a wealth of knowledge and experience and is a very valuable member of not only the training department but also Diversitat as a whole. Please join me in taking this opportunity to recognise Vanessa and thank Vanessa for that dedication to Diversitat, for her work and for her calming presence. Vanessa, you have been instrumental in improving the lives of our clients and students, which is what we are all about. Thank you, Vanessa, and congratulations on 25 years achievement with Diversitat.
My name's Vanessa. I started working at Diversitat. I actually remember the date because it's the day my niece was born, the 27th of November 1995. So if there's some of you who have recently started at Diversitat, you might not have been born then. When I started, there were, I think, less than 14 people working in the entire organisation. So there were two parts to Diversitat at that time. There was the migrant employment program that I was working at and the Migrant Resource Centre. I actually didn't begin working at the migrant employment program. The first 3 months I was working on the Paco Festa. So I was working with Anne Patterson and Anna Francis on Paco Festa for 3 months, and then I moved into the migrant employment program. So it was actually great when it was tiny. We could just all lock up and go to lunch together and then come back, and that was fine. The whole place grew pretty quickly after that. Even a few years later, there were 20 people, then 30, then 50. I still knew everyone by name. We all knew each other. It was pretty great. But in the few years after that, things grew exponentially. The departments grew, different places, different buildings, different suburbs. There are, I think, 5 people still at Diversitat from when I started, and that includes me. So that's not too bad, I think. Thank you for the award. So yeah, it's lovely.
Linda?
Now we're going to move on to presentation of GECC certificates, and I think it's also important that we acknowledge our communities and the members and their contributions over time. So congratulations to the following communities. The Sikh community, 10 years affiliation with Diversitat. The Geelong South Sudanese Association, 15 years affiliation. The Fijian community, 25 years affiliation. The Austrian community, 35 years affiliation. Have you noticed the numbers are getting higher? Chinese community, 35 years affiliation. And finally, the Polish community, 40 years affiliation with Diversitat. Congratulations and well done. Speaking about years of service and dedication and commitment, and Brian did allude to what keeps people, that it's very unusual to find people working at one particular organisation for such a long time. It gives me great pleasure to acknowledge 20 years of service of Brian McMahon with Diversitat. So I won't put you on the spot, Brian, but you always wonder, is it the organisation, is it the culture, is it the staff that keeps people at a place of employment for such a long time? I suspect it's probably all of the above and more. So Brian, on behalf of all of us, we won't be shaking hands, we are socially distanced as you can see, but I will present Brian with some gifts for his 20 years of service. Okay. A plaque, Brian.
Oh, very nice.
Go.
Thank you, thank you.
And we have a goodies bag. There's something in there, Brian. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, we'll find out. Thank you.
All right. Gifts keep giving. And some gorgeous flowers. Look at that, Brian.
Oh, lovely.
So
Very
congratulations and well
nice.
done.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you very
I know
much.
you're all secretly applauding out there. Well done, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. It's a pleasure working for Diversitat.
Okay, I'm just going to speak very briefly because Brian has already mentioned it in his report, but there is a number that you need to remember, and it's the number 70. Why? Why do we need to remember 70? Because number 70 is the years of experience and the wealth of knowledge that we have between the two organisations of Max and Diversitat. So despite all the challenges that we have had this year, not all the news has been despairing. The announcement of a proposed merger between the two organisations in the middle of the year certainly brought a renewed sense of hope. And our aspiration is that the influence of these two respected organisations will create a multicultural powerhouse that will provide an even greater voice for the most vulnerable members of the Geelong community. So we do look forward to the results of next week's special general meeting, and stay tuned for more information. Okay, Brian, I'll lead on to you for Paco Festa.
Thank you, Linda, and I certainly fully concur with your comments there about the merger. Now, I'd like to speak with about Paco Festa before we finish this evening. Paco Festa is a highlight each year on our calendar, and we're very much looking forward to the event returning in 2021. This year's event was celebrated just before COVID-19 restrictions started. We saw 100,000 people in Packington Street for the usual celebration of diversity and multiculturalism. Here are some of the highlights of this year's Paco Festa.
I think it's a really good celebration of like all the different cultures and stuff, with all the different foods and costumes and dancing and everything. It's nice.
Full of diversity, of wonderful people and beautiful food and happiness, I think, today.
It's lovely, it's very lively.
Talk about all the different nationalities, all the cultures, and it's just so vibrant. It's like, I think variety is the spice of life, isn't it?
I just think that it's an amazing festival. It's great to see so many cultures and celebrating diversity.
The atmosphere has been really a lot of fun, and it's just nice and joyous to be here.
Oh, you've got to come for the food. There's one of every flavour here. You've got to come for the food.
It's been absolutely the best that I've been to over the last 10 years. So it's been really a lot of fun this time.
Thank you very much. That was a very good video. So I want to assure everyone that Paco Festa will be back in 2021 and will take on an exciting new format that is compliant with COVID-19 restrictions. We can't wait to share more information with you about what the event will look like, so stay tuned for announcements in the near future. So we're getting close to the end of tonight's meeting, but I will just need to do thank yous and a conclusion. So a huge amount of work has gone into this year's AGM and annual report to move us from face-to-face to online forum. I think you'll agree with me when I say that everyone has done a great job. Thank you to Jordan Edwards from Watherong for his welcome to country and smoking ceremony. We stand united with our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander neighbours and look forward to working closely with you on our Reconciliation Action Plan in 2021. Thank you to Joe Serrara for providing the entertaining music that we opened with. I'd like to say thank you to Linda and the board, The last 12 months have been incredibly challenging with the relocation of offices, the departure of Michael and the pandemic. In addition to this, there's been a large amount of work involved with the proposed merger with Max, but the board has been a great support to me whilst I have been acting CEO, and I thank Linda and all the board members. Again, I say thank you to our staff, and I really can't say that often enough. As I said, this year has been incredibly challenging, but everyone has adapted and adjusted to all the challenges and changes that we had to undertake. We will have more changes, challenges and opportunities ahead, and I know you will continue to do whatever you can to achieve best outcomes. You have continued to provide outstanding service to our clients and students and responded to their needs in a COVID-safe way, and have done it in a positive attitude, which is very important. I know that this has not been easy, and so I cannot thank you enough for your resilience and commitment to Diversitat. Thank you to the leadership team of Diversitat. You have led your team through an incredible period of time. We have faced many obstacles which none of us thought would last as long as they have. You have supported me in my role and supported each other, and I'm very grateful for everything you have done and achieved during trying circumstances. Thank you to Mark Lakeman and Sharon Minner, who have looked after all the admin details for tonight and offered such support to me throughout the year. Thank you to Vanessa Raduszewski and Mitchell Dye, who have been responsible for pulling tonight's event together. I never thought we would be holding an AGM like this, but your expertise, knowledge and skills and support have allowed us to do it and do it really well. Thank you again for all the work you have put in. Finally, I would like to thank Lisa McCarthy for project managing this AGM. Lisa, you've done a fantastic job in coordinating meetings, having reports submitted, organising photos and filming, and just putting a confident word to everyone. So thank you, Lisa, very much. And I'd also like to present a small gift to Linda, again as a thank you for the support to me and for service to the organisation throughout the year. Again, has to be done in a COVID-safe way.
Thanks so much, Linda. Brian. Thank you.
Very generous.
Thank you, that is very generous. Before I close this meeting, just a reminder that our annual report can be downloaded from our website. And if you haven't had enough of watching the AGM and you want to watch it over and over again for some family entertainment, there will be a video sent out in the next couple of days. And if you don't receive the link, please contact info@diversitat.org.au. So I hope you've enjoyed our production and you've heard about all the things that we have achieved this year, and we achieved all of this through a pandemic. So imagine what we can do when we all get back on site and when we can all chat to each other and get back to normal. So hope you've enjoyed our production. Have a good night and we will see you all very soon. Thank you. Good night.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que yo tengo miedo de despacio. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, darte mi amor, que te gusta a mí, y es lo que causa mucho. Come si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho. Que tengo miedo de despacio. Dimmi quando ti verrai, dimmi quando, l'anno giorno lo ricui, forse tu mi bacerai, ogni istante attenderò, fino a quando, improvviso ti vedrò, ogni cantante da me, se vuoi dirmi di sì, devi dirlo perché non ha senso per me la mia vita senza te. Dimmi quando tu verrai, dimmi quando, e baciando mi dirai, non ci lasceremo mai, non ci lasceremo mai, non ci lasceremo mai. Che bella cosa, la luna del sole, aria serena, dopo una tempesta, e l'aria fresca, faccia una festa. Che bella cosa, una luna del sole, mana do sole, più belline, oh sole mio, stai fronte a te, oh sole mio, stai fronte a te, stai fronte a te. Quando fa notte, sole se ne scende, l'aria serena, dopo una tempesta, e l'aria fresca, faccia una festa. Che bella cosa, una luna del sole, ma no, oh sole mio, stai fronte a te, stai fronte a te, stai in fronte a te, stai fronte a te, stai in fronte a te, stai in fronte a te. It's now or never, my love.